No, I didn't.
Good afternoon, and welcome to this meeting of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich. It is November 26th, 2025. It is 5 p.m. and I will call this meeting to order. Tara, please.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Drouillard, that the meeting of the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich opens at 5 p.m. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. Any declaration of pecuniary interest from council? Seeing none. The minutes from November 12th were in your agenda package. Are there any concerns or errors or omissions with that, with those minutes? Seeing none, they will be adopted as presented to council in the agenda. Tara, are there any items not listed on the agenda?
There are none.
Thank you. So we have no drainage items, nothing from planning. There is correspondence. The Township of Selwyn, curbside recycling eligibility for nonprofit organizations. Anyone wish to comment on that? Go ahead, Deputy Mayor Loveland.
I really kind of a comment on this, but I know there's changes coming in that curbside recycling, especially to small businesses and nonprofits that the province won't be picking up. Have we done anything to educate our people on that? It's going to be January 1st before long, and they're going to have be prepared to do something different.
Just curious who would be affected in Dutton Dunwich by this.
We pick up garbage and recycling in all small businesses, so Belltails, Henry's Restaurant. All of those will have to be have their mother maintenance made for recycling.
Okay, I read it as non-profit organizations, but you're including small businesses?
Including municipality.
Okay. Good to know what. Please.
Through you, Your Worship, yes, we have been looking at our approach, and a report's going to be coming back at our next council meeting as it relates to what we understand now. It does going to affect all small businesses, including churches, including municipality as well. So we're going to have to be making a decision whether this is something going to be borne on the businesses, or in some cases, the municipality may pick up that additional burden, but currently it's not on the municipal's requirements. So that's something that's going to be coming back at the next council meeting.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further. We do have a resolution. Karen?
Moved by Drouillard, seconded by Dreyfus, that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich supports the resolution from the Township of Selwyn, strongly urging the province of Ontario to reinstate the eligibility for curbside blue box collection as of January 1st, 2026 for nonprofit organizations such as food banks, and that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to Rob Flack, MPP, Andrew Lawton, MP, and the Township of Selwyn. All in favor? And that's carried.
Okay, thank you. Next item is Town of Kingsville, opposition to proposed consolidation of conservation authorities. Deputy Mayor Loveland.
Me again, I guess. I'd like to move that we table this letter until the next meeting. Mark Peacock from Lower Thames is planning on attending the next meeting, and he'll bring up to date on that. Just a bit so everyone can think about it a bit. Yesterday, Bill 60 was passed, and a part of that bill did establish the new province-wide body that's going to administer the conservation authorities. And we haven't officially heard anything, but on the ministry site, they do show some proposed amalgamations of the conservation authorities. We're going to be included in a very large conservation authority that it goes from Windsor to Guelph, from Lake Erie to Sarnia. Will be made up of over 4 million population and 81 municipalities. So it's it's going to be interesting. So I think it's wise we listen to what the conservation authorities have to say. They've been working together, and I think that they have a proposal where they want to. They don't think that just saying no is the right answer because they feel there's going to be some changes, and they want to kind of all the municipalities to be uniform in their responses. So I would make the recommendation that we table that till next meeting.
Okay. I agree. I don't have comments at this time. I think the ship's pretty near sailed, and we can add our 2 cents, but thank you for that, Deputy Mayor Loveland.
Just a quick, I think one thing I didn't say, we have until the 22nd of December to get comments in about the actual amalgamations. The new board is already gonna propose, it's done, it's a done deal. So we may not have much to say about conservation authorities in the future.
Tara, how do you want to deal with that one?
All those in favor of tabling the motion? And that's carried.
And the final resolution.
Moved by Loveland, seconded by Pemberton, that relevant correspondence was reviewed. All in favor? And that's carried.
The Municipal Finance Officers Association of Ontario recommendations on Bill 60, fighting delays, building fast track. Anyone wish to comment on that? It's hard to follow all that stuff. And Watson and Associates, Water and Wastewater Public Corporations Act. Any comments on that? Go ahead.
Yeah, oops, sorry. I was just going to say that that is something that we are investigating at Tri-County Water, and for us, we may see that the province is already going to make that decision for us, and we may not have to get into the weeds with it. They may do it for us.
Okay, thank you. Tara, resolution for consent agenda.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Drulard, that the items on the consent agenda be approved. All in favor? And that's carried.
Okay, we have our CAO's report, and item A is the group benefits broker report. Tony, I'll just hand it over to you.
Thank you, Worship. Through you, Your Worship. This report is for information. It just provides a summary of a recent RFP that the county did for group benefits broker. The role of the group benefits broker is to manage, administer, and negotiate rates on behalf of the municipality and with the carrier Manulife. They went out to market in May of 2025. Through their procurement process, they selected a new broker. It's called the People's Corporation with a 5-year term, and the lower tier have an opportunity to also participate in that RFP as well. So in my discussions with other municipalities, some have chosen to stay with their local broker services. They've been happy with the services, and we did provide ask for comments with our broker, and they did indicate that given that the county is going to be exiting the consortium, they also take along with them their long-term disability claims. So that is also a percentage reduction. So they're projecting a 4.9 annual savings for 2026 and 2027. Given the financial situation of Dutton, we feel that we're going to continue with our local broker, realize those savings for next year, but also actively watch the county and the other municipalities that have moved over and to see how that transition works, and if they're able to get all the bugs out. And if we feel that there's merit at that time, we would be bringing back a report. So at this point, we're going to take advantage of those savings and as well as continue with our local broker.
Any questions from council? It's nice to see a decrease in insurance rates for once. And, okay. Sarah, please.
Moved by Drewlard, seconded by Dreyfus, that the council, the municipality of Dutton Dunwich receives the report of the chief administrative officer titled Group Benefits Broker Report dated November 26, 2025 for information. All in favor? And that's carried.
Okay, and our CAO has a wastewater treatment plant upgrades.
Through you, your worship, this report provides a continued update through various council reports. You'll see in the background section information what got us here today with regards to some of the steps that we've been taking over the last number of months. Currently, again, for information purposes, there is a grant application out with the Ministry of Infrastructure under the Health and Safety water stream, and for a total of $6.4 million. And our portion of that is approximately 1.7, almost $1.8 million, and the remaining would be funded by the province. So in regards to the comments, the tender was put out, and it was through the assistance of the county purchasing area. I want to thank them for helping us through this tender process. We provided a work of scope for the upgrades to pumping station number 1 and clarifier upgrades. The bids did come back in. JR Civil Infrastructure Limited was the lowest compliant bidder at $3,544,184. Doing some due diligence, they are they have handled similar sized projects in the past, and Dillon Consulting also did their due diligence, and they did review, and they are also recommending JR for the $3.5 million. The next section talks about our debt level. Under the Municipal Act, there are requirements as what is the amount that we are able to borrow. Specifically, Regulation 403-02 under the Municipal Act says that we have a limit of 25% of our annual debt repayment amount. So we've went through our calculations and looking at where we are effectively at the end of 2023, when we provided our financial information return to the province, our number came in at 23.8% of the 25%. I also provided you with some information in 2025. We are aggressively reducing our debt. As you can see, the number of payments that we've made in 2025 to lower that amount. Just recently, last week, November 22nd, myself and the acting treasurer met with senior representatives of the Municipal Affairs and Housing Operations Division to discuss our current debt situation. We explained to them our current situation with the tender that we do have out as well, and we're also looking at some of the things that we've done in 2025 to showcase that we are tackling our debt situation. So they were very encouraged with the steps that we're taking, and also some of the proposed suggestions that we're going to be putting forward for our 2026 municipal budget. So the next section talks about if the grant is approved. If we are fortunate to get the grant funding, our contribution would be $1.8 million regarding this. So as you can see, there are some risks associated with approving this tender today in its current form, given that we would be exceeding our debt limit. And also, too, this is something that is, we have had discussions with the province on this issue, and we are continuing to have further discussions this week on this debt limit in the hopes of seeking approval from the minister for this amount. Thank you.
Any questions from council? If we are successful with our grant application, and I'm positive about that, we still have to get Rob Flack to approve going forward. We want to handle the tender as soon as we can. We cannot delay any longer. So your recommendation, Tony, is if you would just advise council that again.
Sure. Currently, the recommendation is to defer the decision until we get approval. However, if council wants to come up with an alternative suggestion, they can approve it today, subject to us receiving approval from the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing. That would expedite the process because then we're able to act a lot more quicker. Once we do get that approval, wheels are in motion, even with the changes that are happening with the clarifier that are being manufactured. So, if you decide you would like to approve it subject to, it still has that condition that it has to have the minister's approval, and we wouldn't be able to do anything without the minister's approval going forward. So it's for council's consideration what they would like to do.
Comments? Go ahead, Mayor.
I think we need to approve it with the condition if we do require approvals. I think we need to get going as quick as we can on this, and I'm not 100% sure I agree with Tony that we even need ministry's approval, but I know they're working on that, and we'll deal with that. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think, we've told our developers we're moving on this, I think, if we change, because I don't believe the resolution states pending approval or anything right now. So I think if we change the resolution to say what Tony says, to give them the authority to carry forward if we get approval, that I think that's a good idea, so we can move as quickly as we can.
Since we are going to be borrowing some money, do we need to pass a bylaw for this project?
Yes, once we know the amount of what the ask is going to be, there would be a report coming back at the quickest possible time to council, and a bylaw would be approved for that. So that would give us our amount. So you'll have the updated amount where we are.
Yeah, through you, Mayor Hans. I'm just wondering, do you have a timeline on when we might hear about this grant? Is there an end date? Because we've been just kind of hanging in limbo, and I know you have conversations with the minister, so I'm hoping there's some sort of timeline.
I do not have a timeline, but I've received some positive feedback. Our application looks strong, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Nothing official, but hearing rumblings that Elgin County is going to get some help. And we're in Elgin County, and that's about all I could say at this time. So I'm confident. Okay, and I'll also offer, we're not the only ones that are going to exceed our debt limit in Elgin County. Everybody's experiencing this growth, and we're going to be in debt. I don't like it. But what do you do? So as long as council's comfortable with this approach, resolution, please, Tara.
Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Loveland, that the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich receives the report of the chief administrative officer titled Wastewater Treatment Plant Upgrades Update, dated November 26, 2025 for information, and that the municipality of Dutton Dunwich formally request approval from the Ontario Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing under OREG 403/02 Debt and Financial Obligation Limits to permit the municipality to issue additional long-term debt in the amount of up to 3.6 million for the pumping station number 1 and clarifier upgrades project, and that the mayor and treasurer be authorized to submit all required supporting documentation, statements, and certifications necessary to accompany this request, and that the recommendation to award the pumping station number 1 and clarifier upgrades project to JAAR Civil Infrastructures Limited as the lowest compliant bidder be deferred until a decision is provided by the Ontario Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, and the matter be brought back to council immediately upon the receipt of the minister's decision.
procedure, but I thought we were gonna amend that to say, we reward it subject to approval.
Sure. Can I get a seconder for that amendment? So if we amend the last portion of it, and that the recommendation to award the pumping station number 1 and clarifier upgrades project to JAAR Civil Infrastructures Limited as the lowest compliant bidder be awarded, provided the Ontario Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing approves the additional long-term debt.
Could we add if required in there? Because I know they're looking at our 2004 FIRs. So once they get that information, then we'll have a clear handle when we not need approval. So that would, once we get that back, information back, we wouldn't need to wait for approval if it's not required.
Thinking we're gonna need it, but
I think some of it's how you interpret the act too. I don't think we even need it, to be quite truthful. That's my opinion.
Okay. Can I get a seconder to amend,
Counselor, to amend the amendment?
to amend the amendment?
I'll second.
Okay. So then I have the last section as, and that the recommendation to award the pumping station number 1 and clarifier upgrades project to JAAR Civil Infrastructures Limited as the lowest compliant bidder be awarded pending approval by the Ontario Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing if required.
I got it. Okay,
Okay. So then if we read the whole resolution again, we've got moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Loveland, that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich receives the report of the Chief Administrative Officer titled Wastewater Treatment Plant Upgrades Update dated November 26, 2025 for information, and that the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich formally request approval from the Ontario Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing under OREG 403/02 debt and financial obligation limits to permit the municipality to issue additional long-term debt in the amount of 3.6 million for the pumping station number 1 and clarifier upgrades project, and that the mayor and the treasurer be authorized to submit all required supporting documentation, statements, and certifications necessary to accompany this request, and that the recommendation to award the pumping station number 1 and clarifier upgrades project to JAAR Civil Infrastructures Limited as the lowest compliant bidder be awarded pending approval by the Ontario Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing if required. All in favor? And that's carried.
okay, thank you. Other staff reports. We have the winter maintenance agreement. This is nothing new. Anyone wish to speak to that? Resolution, please, Tara.
Moved by Loveland, seconded by Pemberton, that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich receives the report of the Manager of Roads and Facilities titled Winter Maintenance Agreement dated November 26, 2025 for information, and that Council approves and supports the Winter Maintenance Agreement between the municipality and the developers Amgen Realty, Inc. and 2689442 Ontario, Inc. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. Any unfinished business? From council? Nothing? Any new business? Councillor Droulard.
Yes, I sent an email to Tony and he may be able to comment on this. I've been fielding a lot of calls and I hear that everyone on council has been fielding a lot of calls about the closing of the blood service lab. And my inquiry was that if this might be one of the services offered by the West Elgin Community Health Center in their satellite office. But I've been told that they don't have it in their budget to do it either. So I'm wondering if this is something we also need to move forward as we need the province to step in here. We need that service. And I know that sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and hoping that maybe we can assist West Elgin Community Health Center in being able to provide that service to our community.
Tony, I'll let you handle that one.
Through you, Your Worship, thank you for the question. We have been working with the West Elgin Community Health Center, as well as representatives of the province, to explain our situation and the importance of the blood lab in Dutton Dunwich. So we are trying to advocate for those funds provincially. And you are correct, the West Elgin Community Health Center does not have that included in their budget. However, we are looking at how they can make those requests to the province. We're also going directly to the province as well. So to your comment, yes, we are putting as much pressure as we can to ensure that we can provide that service. And it's really came down to a budget issue of what we are able to afford as a municipality. So from that note, we are doing as much as we can to look at alternate ways to provide through the provincial funding model.
And to be fair, I'm not sure that we're in a bit of a unique situation in our municipality, and I'm not sure that everyone fully comprehends the fact that we are paying the staff as a municipality, and that's a unique that I don't know of another municipality in the province that is doing that, but it comes out of ratepayers. It's on the taxation, so we need to be cognizant of how can we maintain this service. So I appreciate that you're working on that. And I mean, if you sit in on these meetings, you know that we're not in a position to spend money.
Through Your Worship, that point was also brought forward when we were having discussions with the province on our debt levels. And, we were discussing our current and our proposed 2026 budget. And, one specific comment was, there's a line item that is a provincial matter. It's not a municipal matter. And that was brought again. So I'm trying to highlight it through various ministries. It's not just to the health ministry. So this way, those dollars can be and would be used toward council's priorities, whether it's to reduce the debt, whether it's to provide improvements in our community center, our roads, sewers. So there's a lot of asks out there. So those dollars would be diverted to what some of the things that are council's priorities.
Yeah, and I guess I just have a question, and it's kind of the 11th hour. I understand that. I do think it's an important service, but I also understand the constraints that we're in. I believe Life Labs runs it now. And I believe they were approached previously, but I just wonder if there's benefit in possibly approaching them again and say, hey, it is the 11th hour. We're still planning on moving forward this. We're still willing to work with you for you to take this lab over and try and keep it here and see if there's an approach there, and maybe they'll.
Through Your Worship, yes, that was one of the things I have been doing and continue to do, is to put some an opportunity for them to assist us in this, just like we did last year. So we're not getting positive traction on that, but it doesn't prevent us from continuing to do that ask. So we are making every attempt to do that.
Just
Councillor Dreyfus, go ahead.
Through you, Mayor Hens, thank you. Just further to the comments that were made today, when we attended the West Elgin Community Health exploration that we did at the community center, was interesting because I sat at a table with 9 other people. And so in that group of people, there were, I would say, 5 from our municipality. And there, a lot of conversation and discussion about healthcare in general in our municipality at our clinic, at our doctor's office in general. So and I'm just passing this on for information without an opinion, but the interesting fact there is we had healthcare providers sitting around the table, retired and actually working in the field today. And the consensus at the table universally was, I had no idea we were funding the medical center in general, the blood lab, everything that had to go with it, which surprised me. And the other part was they were all opposed to it, but they still want a medical clinic. So it's a tough situation we're in. And I think we all want that. There's no question about it. I don't think there's a problem with that at all. But the consensus, I feel, in a conversation today by phone was the same. You're in a tough situation because we would love to see the blood lab, but we also understand the debt limits of the municipality, and it's not our responsibility. So I'm just passing that out on for information. That it is very delicate and it's touchy because we're dealing with emotions rather than the reality of our financial situation. So thank you for your.
I think all of us would like to see that stay, but we don't want to be able to spend that much money. But one thing I think I have to comment on is we haven't done a very good job of educating people. We passed this in a closed session, and really, a lot of people out there didn't even know that it was happening. So maybe we need to be a little better in our communication. It's a strange concept. I seem to have been talked about that for the last 3 years. But if people out there don't know why we're considering closing it, or even if we are closing it, we need to educate them better.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, just two more quick comments. I don't know why mine is ringing like that. Anyway, okay. Just two more. I know that we were in discussion with, I think it's the Elgin, Ontario Health Team a few years back, but then we were in conversation of them taking over that whole clinic and running it. And then the funding got diverted to, the province had a different plan at that time. So it wasn't a plan. And I'm wondering if it would be in our favor to go back and have those conversations again with that team. And because I know there's been some funding, and maybe because we were a long way through that process when it was decided that that funding wasn't going to come our way. So that was my first comment, and I wish I'd written down my second one.
Tony,
But I
I'll
didn't.
let you.
Yeah, through you, your worship. Yeah, that's exactly what we have been doing. So we have reached out. This is a multiple approach solution. It's not just single approach. We have reached out. We're opening up those discussions because my understanding we were very close last time, and we would like to get over the finish line this time. So whatever those concerns or those funding constraints, hopefully we're in a better situation. So we have addressed those and starting those discussions.
I'll just put my 2 cents worth in. Tony and I met with West Elgin Community Health Center again this afternoon and discussed the blood lab. And currently they can only patients there. That's the only one they do lab services for, but it's kind of hit and miss as well. They have 1 day a week, and quite often that person just can't make it to work or doesn't show up. So it's not very good service. But one thing I did get out of there was if Dutton does not provide them services, that kind of changes their status down there, that they may be able now to, with funding, it all comes down to funding, to accept others for blood services. So we're working close with West Elgin Community Health on a number of issues, and that's one of them as well.
And that was my other piece. Thanks. was that I don't think we're like from what I'm hearing is people aren't looking for a full-time blood lab there. What they're looking for is the service once, twice a week, whatever we could manage to work with West Elgin Community Health or the province or whomever to get that service here in our community. It's needed, and I'm hoping that we're doing the staff is doing what they can to get us there. So I do appreciate that. And I think that the people who are listening, and as the rumor mill goes out, that we did discuss it at length and that you are working on it. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And one thing we need as well is some more information, like how many are using those blood services? We don't know that. Maybe one day a week would suffice. We don't know. But we're going to find out. And West Elgin Community Health, in my opinion, is the best answer for that. Anything further from? Any announcements?
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Drulart, that bylaw 2025-51 being a bylaw to authorize a hold harmless and indemnity agreement for winter maintenance in the Highland Estates subdivision between the Corporation of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich and Amgen Realty Inc. be read a first, second, and third time and passed. All in favor? And that's carried. Moved by Drulard, seconded by Dreyfus, that bylaw 2025-52 being a bylaw to authorize a hold harmless and indemnity agreement for winter maintenance in the Lila North subdivision between the Corporation of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich and 268-9442 Ontario Inc. be read a first, second, and third time and passed. All in favor? And that's carried.
Just keep on going.
All right. Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Loveland, that bylaw 2025-53 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the municipal council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich be read a first, second, and third time and passed. All in favor? And that's carried.
Okay, there's our future for you. You're not going to make the 10th. Fair enough. And the adjournment.
Moved by Loveland, seconded by Pemberton, that the meeting of the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich closes at 5:37 p.m. All in favor? And that's carried.